Oh, I can't hear you. You're muted.
There we go.
There you go.
That's a great way to start the show, right? I'm moving my lips and you can't hear me.
I thought, oh no, my computer's messed up already. Okay, good.
Oh no. Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Today Show here on the Disability Channel. It's Fun Friday. Can you tell? Can you tell? It's Fun Friday.
I love your glasses. I'm just tweeting this as we speak. So there you go. So I just wanted to get everybody. Yeah, I just wanted to let everybody know. So how are you doing today, Laurie?
I'm doing great, Jay. And yourself?
I'm doing very well, thank you. Just a nice Friday morning here in the city of Burlington. The sun is shining, which is very nice.
Cool.
And yeah, let me just finish this. There you go. Okay, perfect. Yeah, so what's going on for today?
Well, you are here for a few minutes and then, or as long as you like. And then we have a special surprise visit around 9:15. There's a big tournament going on in Edmonton today, sponsored by the Veterans Association Food Bank of Edmonton. And this is their third annual fundraising golf tournament. And one of the things that they do is, let's say if a veteran, it's $150 to participate. Mm-hmm. So people have sponsored veterans so they can go and play.
Oh, wow. This is very nice. I'm very excited to hear more about this. So third year, you said?
Third annual, yes.
Wow.
And so one of our co-hosts is live on the turf, boots on the ground. And she's going to join us and give us a live report about 9:15 or so as part of Fun Friday. And then filling in the blanks, I'm going to talk about the 3 keys to happiness. There's only three. There's only 3. Most people don't know what they are. And then I go, well, if you don't know what they are, how are you ever going to be happy?
That's great. I love that setup. Oh, wow. So we got somebody coming and calling in from a golf course, and then you're going to talk about happiness. I mean, how can that be wrong? So that's great.
You got any news?
Going on? I don't, you know what I've been, I want to mention this out of the blue over the last, maybe, I'm going to say the last month. I've had people calling me just randomly from across the United States. Like, hey, is it Jay Stoyan there? I'm going, yeah.
Wow.
I always pick up, and it's just, and I ask them, how do you know me? Who do you get? Oh, I got it through this, or I got it through that site, or I got it through that person. It's like, so what I'm saying is our platform is getting noticed. It's growing. The awareness is growing. So I really appreciate these people calling me out of the blue, and they're going, hey, we would love to collaborate with you. And, you guys are doing great things at the channel, and maybe you could help out our community. So, I mean, that's terrific. I never got stuff like that before. So cool. I just wanted to share that. So there's a lot of good things. And right now we're working behind the scenes to promote the Today Show to get it to more eyeballs.
Right.
So we have our technical team working behind the scenes because we're on so many platforms. But what we're trying to do is we're trying to bring all the platforms together and showcase it on one platform, right? Because the Facebook is really good, but we're not utilizing like Instagram too much and the Twitter and LinkedIn and YouTube. And we had a big tutorial for YouTube. And it seems like YouTube is still the best platform for a host. Let's just say a host like yourself. Right. It's still the best because you can chop it up. There's shorts, there's long versions. There's all different types of opportunities. So I think, but I don't want to lose our Facebook connection, right?
No.
Because we work so hard on Facebook, and Facebook, our the Disability Channel Facebook page is still our hub. It's still our hub. So just want to give people updated that. And we always encourage people to join in. They want to volunteer for our channel. They have something to showcase, like a goods or service. So, but you got to get in line because I know Laurie has a long lineup of guests waiting. So,
yes, actually I do. And now, do you know what's happening for me?
What's that?
Well, and I love throwing his name out there. Doug and I interviewed Tony McKegney last week on the press box. And he called me that same day, and then he called me again yesterday, and he wants to know how he can help us out. So I'll be communicating with him. And so I have a new friend, but we have a big Nova Scotia connection. And so I'm looking forward to those dialogues.
I thought that was a great. I thought that was a great interview you guys did when I jumped in for a little bit with Tony. I thought he was just such a nice guy and had lots to share, and good friends with Doug, and so it's just wonderful that he wants to help us in any form or fashion. That would be fantastic. I mean, how can you say no to a former NHLer, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I want to thank you, Jay. You know, a lot of times it's lonely at the top, and I've been there, and I am there. But you know, when you're leading the gang and you're trying to get all the ducks in a row and keep the plates spinning, sometimes it can be very lonely there. So I just want to acknowledge you and thank you so much for all that you do behind the scenes to make us look good and to keep supporting us like you do. So just want to thank you for that. It's amazing. You have so much great energy. And I know for some people, they would have they have a hard time keeping up with you. So, just thanks for that. I love that energy because I'm in there too.
Oh, well, thank you so much for saying those kind words. Well, my mom always said, and my dad, stay busy. If you stay busy, you can't get in trouble.
Oh, there you go.
I like to stay busy. And actually, going back to my reference a long time ago, that I did the same thing, like with the channel that I'm doing now with my previous life before. I was sort of communicating with everybody every day,
Yeah.
and making sure they're good, making sure they're doing what they're asked to do, making sure. So it's the same kind of thing. And I'm very, I don't know, I like to see people succeed. And it's funny. It's like, I'm there for you more if you're struggling than, so if you're doing well, I kind of like to leave you alone and maybe push you a little bit into new directions because you got what you're doing down. You know what you're doing. So let's challenge you with new ones. But the people that are struggling, like for instance, I won't say, but one of our staff members was struggling, and I was just all over this person, right? Like in a good way, like saying, okay, well, tell me what's going on. How can we make this better? What can we do? What can I do? Because there's no way I'm losing you. I'm not losing you. No way. Together we've invested so much in each other that just because you're having a little bit of a downtime, you're not leaving my house. I don't let you leave. Rest. Let's figure out a new game plan for you and then come back stronger than before. That's what I like to do, right?
Right.
So
yeah.
If I can, right?
Oh yes. And
yeah.
you can really only help those that want to be helped too,
Yes.
So I'm going to burn out.
I want to wait till talk to your guest, but I just want to mention that our fundraiser, so we're really stepping up our fundraiser come September 1st, even though it's on October 12th. We're going to be doing a 50-50 raffle starting September 1st. There's also the guitar behind me that we're going to be getting signed. I think right now I got Freedom Train that's going to sign it, and then I got Dave Rave, hopefully from Teenage Head. He's going to be performing at our fundraiser, and then I'm going to get one more, perhaps high headliner to sign it. So 50-50, September 1st, it's going to, or run from, I think, September 28th to November 1st. We're going to really showcase it at the fundraiser. We're going to auction off the guitar. And we got a lot of big plans, and then we're going to go to BC. I just received a really encouraging message from Hollywood people regarding my series Flanagan. So right now, the road to Netflix is a go again.
Right.
You never know. But so, and if it does, the reason I'm saying is because it's going to create a lot of jobs for our grads, right? So for a person with disabilities and veterans, and it just leads to more and more and more and more. So
yeah,
fingers crossed. Crossed. Right.
All right.
So that's about me, I guess. But I want to stick around. Maybe what I'll do is, if I know you want to do your 3 keys, so why don't I pop off?
Yeah.
And I'll come back when your guest is on.
Okay. Perfect.
Okay. Thanks, Laurie.
Right.
I'll be back. Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Well, it's Fun Friday. And yes, Kathy, the Today Show next week, Dr. Laurie is off next week because Dr. Laurie has some other things to take care of. So next week we'll be doing reruns, or, you can go in, of course, at any time on our YouTube channels and watch our shows, it would be a good time for maybe you to catch up on some shows, because if you come here live every day, some days you miss out. So next week, please indulge yourself and go to our YouTube channels. I have two, Laurie Davis Show Host and 5 Minutes to No Limits. You can catch the shows there, or Laurie Davis Facebook page. So yes, I'm working next week and doing business and creating more things for us to present on our show. And sometimes I just need to catch up on some things. My goodness, you know how things pile up when you're focused and you're busy. So I have some things before the school year starts. I always like to take those few days before Labor Day and during Labor Day and just get everything organized, because we have a very busy fall lined up. September's busy, October's busy, November's busy. I'm going to California in November, spend time with our California friends. And also I'm receiving an award. It's called the Kindness Award. And members of, I'm the Canadian director for the Global Society of Female Entrepreneurs. And our founder, Dr. Robbie Motter, lives in California. So I make an annual trek down there. So we've got a busy time. And before you know it, Christmas is going to be here. I mean, they're going to start putting that stuff out. You know that shortly. They had the school stuff out. School just got out in June. And July 10th, school supplies were in for September. Now, I know there's a reason for that, but it's just like you don't have a chance to get over one seasonal and then there's another. So we have here in Canada, and I believe in the United States as well, Labor Day weekend coming up next weekend. And that's a long holiday. So yeah, so things have been busy. I did mention to a few friends that, summertime in my other business, which is my private training company, summer's a downtime for us because, people are on holiday and they got their kids and they're going camping. And so who wants to be in a workshop over the summer months? Not very many people. But this year, I have worked steadily all summer. I have not been anywhere to speak of. One little weekend away. So it's interesting how that has shifted. But then, of course, I always say, crises does not take a vacation. And so when people are, struggling and experiencing anxiety and depression and all these things, then they call us. And so we're the alternative mental health care system, I call us. And also, too, I just want to mention that once the fall comes, we'll be having sponsors and people who want to promote and advertise their goods and services. If you have an event coming up and you're interested in being featured on our show, we have set aside time to do that. So just kind of what it's going to look like, and I'll just put this up here, a little 30-second blip or a 1-minute blurb, and you can actually say a lot in 30 seconds. So if you have a product, a program, or service, we have a heck of a deal on for our first 30 people that want to step up. Okay, so here's what 30 seconds looks like. And I see our special live on boots on the ground reporter will be coming in right after this break.
The day is set. Join us October 12th, 2024 at Carrigan Arms for our next fundraiser in honor of veterans, the Invictus Games in British Columbia, Canada, and TDC Employment Program Enrollment. For more information, email us at info@thedisabilitychannel.ca. Introducing Veteran House Alliance International Monthly 50/50 Raffle. Purchase your ticket today, link on display, and have a chance to win cash and help a great platform supporting veterans.
And it is Fun Friday after all, so I'm digging out some of my props. And my girlfriend gave me these new glasses for my birthday. Aren't they cool? And I thought I'd sport them today. So here we go. Here's Miss Jill Younghusband Good morning.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes. This is our first live on the ground
location.
report from an event.
Yes,
Jill, where are you?
I'm at the Edmonton Memorial Golf Club, Edmonton Garrison Memorial Golf Club in North Edmonton, Alberta, and it is the 3rd annual Veteran Association Food Bank Golf Tournament. And they have 144 golfers. They're sold out. The golf carts just they took off in a convoy about half an hour ago, and I am so thrilled because I've seen some old friends that I haven't seen in years, and it was just I'm so elated to be here. It's so exciting.
Well, thank you for, this is a first for the show, to have somebody coming in live from an event and giving us the update. And our esteemed leader, Mr. Stoyan, just popped in to say hello. He was so excited when I told him what we were doing.
Yeah, hi, Jay.
Hi, Jill.
Oh, my goodness. I'm having so much fun. So let me talk to you about the sponsors of this event, first and foremost, because we need to recognize them. We've got Homes for Heroes Foundation, Canna Connect, AHM and Associates, St. Albert Dodge, Martin Deere Line, so John Deere, the Lions Clubs, the Canadian Corps of Commissionaires, a business called Noble, Building Connections, Spectrum Therapeutics, and Canopy Growth, and all the volunteers. They're busy setting up the silent auction table, and thank you to all the people who donated silent auction items. You should see the swag here. There's hockey memorabilia, military memorabilia. I wish I knew how to turn my camera around here. I'm not sure. Yeah, let's see if I can. Yeah,
that's great. That's
great. We've got artwork, a lot of portraits. A lot of hockey. There's a dartboard. There's artwork. Golf bags.
Were they able to bring any type of celebrities at all from Edmonton?
Well, I'm not sure. That I'll find out more about it later, because we're live on. Well, we're on the fly here. This is a last minute because everybody took off in their golf carts.
This is great.
But there's going to be special presentations. People have traveled from far and wide. We have some representatives from the main Calgary Food Bank. They came down for the day for the event, and there may be some special presentations later on in the day. So, but yeah, there may even be when I was here last time for the first, they had Quilts of Valor presentations. And
if Jill, if you could pass on a message to the organizer at the tournament to say that the Disability Channel and Veterans Corner would love to support all of the organizations attached to this tournament.
Sure. Yes.
Yeah, we would love to support those guys.
Yeah. Thank you. Yes, we should get you connected with the food bank director. Absolutely. And they have 4 locations in Canada. They have Calgary is their mothership, and then Edmonton, Grand Prairie, and Lethbridge. And they are looking at expanding and opening in Winnipeg, Regina, and Surrey. But they do support veterans all across the country remotely through, grocery gift cards, financial support, etc. Wow. And they have come through for some of my friends over the years, people all over the country who are in crisis. And they have a pet promise program, because a lot of these veterans have service dogs and official service dogs, but dog companions to help support them. And so there's a pet promise program. If your dog needs veterinary care, they can support veterans' pets. They have monthly food hamper deliveries to over 200 families in the Edmonton area. But they support over 3,500 vets across the country, and they do some great work and emergency financial assistance, Veterans Affairs support for administration to help veterans apply for benefits through Veterans Affairs, because that can be a challenge for many as well.
That is great.
So yes, I'm just so excited.
And
I'll be taking lots of pictures
Wonderful.
and
what is
posting
the
on Facebook.
what is the connection to the golf course?
Well, we're at the Edmonton Garrison. It's one of the largest bases. Well, it is the largest base in Western Canada.
And they have a golf
And,
course on the base?
Right on the base, and I'm here in the clubhouse.
Oh, wow.
And Mechanics is just down the road. I'm going to go to my old unit today. I'm going to go to the PPCLI today, and I'm going to go raid their kit shop and get some PPCLI swag. I haven't been there in 20 years.
Yeah, so this is a crazy good. So what I'm thinking, yeah, with the organizer, like next year, we're going to be the TDC media at the golf tournament.
Why not?
Right?
And you know what? I'll get a cameraman. And
Well, we're going to have a pro by next year.
Vanna White for the silent auction. How does
By
that
next
sound?
year,
That sounds awesome.
By next year, Jill, you're going to help us get and Laurie, you're going to help us get our employment programs into Edmonton, into Alberta, right? So we'll have a home base, and then we're going to be able to showcase it at next year's golf tournament.
Yeah, wonderful.
There you go.
Yeah, why not? Why not?
Don't you
Right?
love it? Hey, Jay, are you in love with Jill and I yet? Are we not making it happen for you?
You guys are go-getters, I tell you. I love go-getters. You guys are go-getters. I love it. I love it.
It's all about networking and showing up. You know,
That's
right.
Truly.
And asking. Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to let the ladies talk. I'm going to
Okay.
rate myself, and let's connect, Jill. Awesome.
All
and I'll
right.
send you the link for your interview.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bye,
Oh,
guys.
you got to see this one piece of artwork. I'm going to see if I can get it behind me. It's so nice.
Oh,
that?
look at that.
We remember November 11th. Trying to move out of the way here.
Yeah.
But
Nice.
they've got some beautiful stuff. Hockey jerseys. They got a signed McDavid Edmonton Oilers hockey jersey.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, just and some beautiful artwork. I don't know if you can see.
Lovely. Oh, look at that with
Yeah.
the flag. Yeah.
And that's the pattern for their uniform, the CAD pattern.
Right.
And so, so much effort. And, you know, they've raised over, well, in the last 2 years, they've raised over $24,000. And so today's event, it's going to be, it's fun. It brings people together. I saw Natalie.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. and her business partner, Cole, the two people who sponsored me to go to Peru last September for the Veterans Research Retreat.
Nice.
And I didn't expect to see Cole here, and it was an emotional reunion. It was epic. Somebody should have filmed it. Like, you know, the hills are alive with my arms wide open.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I'm
That's awesome.
I'm so happy to be here, and it's a beautiful sunny day. And even if you don't golf, come on up to the Edmonton Garrison. If you're in the area, come on out and support the food bank, the Veteran Association Food Bank. Bring a food donation. Have a beverage. Say hello, and yeah, just come on out and enjoy the day. It's going to be a lot of fun. Yeah, when people start coming in and you see their scores, that's when it gets fun. You know, I don't golf. I hate golf. And but I used to participate in our annual work golf tournaments when I worked at the headquarters in Ottawa in National Defense. I won for honest golfer. I was exhausted. I think I had a 203.
You might want to stay in one spot because the internet dropped there for you. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
How's that?
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. No, I won a prize for most honest golfer.
Oh, wow. Well, you know, my very first show, I was on a golf show. For 3 minutes to empower the golfers, okay, to give them words of encouragement. I have never played a game of golf in my life.
Oh, you either love it or hate it.
Yes.
But for me, it was a day out of the office.
Yeah, there you go.
But I think I had heat stroke. You know. I was a hot mess.
Yeah, for sure.
But
so, what are your plans for there today? What are you going to be doing?
I'm just going to be the social butterfly. Networking. You know, they assigned me to the silent auction, so I might. I'll have to figure out how the process is,
Yes.
and get the sheets out. But they've got all the items laid out. So I'll be busy for a little bit, but otherwise, yeah, it's just a wonderful day to reconnect, but also to meet new people,
Right.
right?
Right. Mhm.
And let them know the good work that we're doing.
Right. Yes.
That's important because it's definitely worthwhile and needed for sure.
Oh, yes.
Mhm.
Well, I was just sharing on the show that generally the summertime is our downtime, traditionally over the years, because you know what it's like here in Canada. Summer's such a short time, and
Yes,
people are wanting to be out camping with their kids and taking the holidays. But this summer has been the busiest summer of my career.
wonderful.
I think that's because of you.
Oh,
It's all your fault.
well, it's my pleasure. You know, when you build it, here we go.
That's
Yeah,
right.
we're a force, Laurie.
Oh,
We are
yes.
a force.
Yes,
So
we are. Don't
yeah,
mess
and
with
we're
us.
forward momentum. That's what it's
Yes.
all about, and to let people know we're here.
Yes, that's right.
Mhm.
And that we have very special work to do. So,
Yes,
but
absolutely.
I see our friends are here. Look who's here. Virginia's here. She says, amazing.
Yeah. Oh, I
And
tell you.
Kathy's here as well. Good morning, Jill.
Yeah. Wonderful.
And
Yeah, I can't.
we have some live viewers too. They haven't put their names up, but they may be watching
Okay.
on Facebook.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
we have some
Wonderful.
live, we've got some live wires here this morning.
Wonderful. Yeah. No,
Right.
Edmonton. I'm so glad I moved back here 2 years ago. Edmonton is such a great city, and the people, they really come together. And I think you probably experienced that when you were evacuated last summer with the wildfires. We really support our communities here in
Mhm.
Alberta. I'm so proud.
Yeah. Well, I just had a friend, as you know, move from Saskatchewan, and she's living
Mhm.
here permanently now.
Mhm.
Um, and she just can't believe how friendly people are here.
Oh, it's amazing. It's a
And she
totally
came
different
from,
vibe from Ontario.
yeah, she came from Saskatoon, which is a very friendly city. I love Saskatoon.
Mhm.
But she said just the energy is different.
Yes.
Hmm.
Yes. The
Yeah.
vibe.
And I
And that.
love Edmonton too.
Yeah. 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 So, yeah, I can't wait till this afternoon to see who's going to show up, because some people show up after work
Yes. Yes.
and just to have a meal and just to say hello and make a
Hmm.
donation.
Yes.
So yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I'm going to have a permanent grin all day. My cheeks are going to be sore.
Your cheeks will be sore later on, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
Oh, right.
You know, perhaps there are other events in Edmonton going on that we could do the same thing we're doing today
For
and
sure.
offer them the opportunity to have somebody live on the ground talking from their event place. So that's
Yes.
something that we could do. And you
Yes.
could be there's, I love the idea because there's a reporter on one of the American channels, Los Angeles channel. And that's all she does is she reports into the television studio, and she's either talking about, this cultural event that's happening here, or, oh, you better come to the antique car show. That's where I am right now. You'd be amazing at that, just coming in live and telling us about the event. And it doesn't always have to do with veterans. It could be maybe there's a kids art program that's running. And
Absolutely.
that's the way that we can help and sponsor is let's put
Yes.
you on a live feed into our television show, the Today Show.
Sure.
What?
Absolutely.
Don't you think that's a great idea?
How inspiring.
The Disability Channel would like to thank our existing sponsors. We really appreciate the support and kindness from the BIAs across the GTA, Ontario, Canada, and our friends in the USA. We love making new friends. Thank you for supporting our existing employment programs.
I know.
Just because I said, oh, hey, there's a golf tournament I've been asked to volunteer at on this week.
Yeah. And
Oh.
I said, oh, well, can't you come in live from there?
And it's interesting. I know how much work it takes to put these events on, because I was the team lead for the Canadian Walk for Veterans in Ottawa, for 3 years, and that's coming up in September. And so, and True Patriot Love has taken over the responsibility of it, and it's going to go. It's national, and so I remember, getting sponsors, getting exhibitors to show up to showcase their veterans focused businesses and nonprofits. So I know what it takes to put these things on. And when John called me, John Kennedy, he's a veteran and he's the organizer of this. And he was the one who thought about it 2 years ago. I said, I think I'm going to organize a golf tournament if I have, but at first he thought, oh, I don't have the energy. But then all of a sudden he just couldn't help himself because, a lot of our veterans, they want to continue serving.
Yes.
And so this is his way of giving back and keeping busy and staying connected with his community. So I said to John, you know what, John? I would be happy to volunteer because I know that you are doing the work. You put it all together. I've seen you in action. You're a get her done kind of guy. I'd be happy to support you in this. So
wonderful. Well, it'll be very nice for him to know that we're doing this.
Yes.
And now this is going out to prepare for next year because this is an annual event and it happens every year.
Yes.
And like Jay said, now we know a year in advance, we could be like right there. But we are right there anyway. Like with you coming in and giving us a rundown, we are there. But when you have your media presence, like when I go to the Super Bowl in February, right? That'll be the first, like the Disability Channel has always been at the Super Bowl for about 8 years. We have the media accreditation to be there.
Yes.
And we're not the big announcer or anything, but there's a section called Media Way. So smaller stations and channels can have a table and a presence. He's never really had a person there to interview people that are going by, talking to the football guys, talking to any celebrities we might see. So that's what I'm going to be doing in February when I go to the Super Bowl.
That's so exciting.
Isn't it? And I'll be handing out Self-Worth the Missing Link cards at the same time.
Exactly.
I'll make sure I order enough for us.
Yeah, for sure.
But, like those opportunities have been provided to us from the Disability Channel and Jay. And I mean, this is his brainchild. And, when it's your baby, you can't do it all. You have to be able to trust others. And that's what he's learning how to do and leaving us in charge of the show or this particular event or, so I'm really happy to be volunteering my time right now with the Disability Channel.
Yeah. And, if it wasn't for my volunteering and being pushed out of my comfort zone to learn how to do this, like, especially with the Canadian Walk for Veterans, I remember the founder, Aaron Bedard, he says, Jill, let's go on Facebook Live. And I said, are you kidding? No. I mean, I had such stage fright. And then I started getting comfortable making videos. And then I just had to step out of my comfort zone. And so if it wasn't for some of the work I was doing in the past with my volunteering, I wouldn't be here with the confidence. And thank you for pushing, like, Jill, you're going to come on my show and you're going to interview me. And I thought, are you kidding me? And now look what you've created. Now I'm a ham. I just need the stage now.
That's right. Look what Kathy said. This should get me in the mood for the NFL Super Bowl.
Yeah, there you go.
Right. Because this is how we'll be presenting, and sharing information. And what an amazing opportunity for me to be invited even. And I was at a gathering Wednesday. We went out to a campground and got together with, once a year, we go out and meet with our kids and their friends and whatever. And that came up about going to the Super Bowl. And they were like, these little kids were there. I had not met these grandchildren of a friend of mine. And they all wanted my business card. And they all wanted to know if they could call me. And they all wanted to know how to watch the show and blah, blah, blah. It was really fun.
Wonderful. Yeah. And, I would go for the halftime show. I'm not a football fan.
No.
But I would go for the entertainment, for the music, So,
Absolutely.
and the vibe, because it's such. I mean, the stadiums in the States are so huge compared to Canada.
Yes.
You know, yeah, it would be an experience, that's for sure. Yeah.
Well,
Oh,
and the people that you meet. Oh
yeah.
my God. What a
Yeah.
great thing.
Yeah. Well, it's
Exactly.
growing. It's growing.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I'm sure. I know people are watching us. We don't, well, that's the thing though. You never know who's watching you.
Mhm.
And you know, when I was nominated in 2023 for the honorary doctorate in humanitarianism, that's because people were watching me
Mhm.
for
Mhm.
decades,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Because you
And
have to have done your time when there, you know?
exactly. And that's the beauty of well, you know, when you're out there and you're doing what you're supposed to be doing or meant to do, it becomes easier. You see a lot of green lights. Like, I just feel like the red carpet has been rolled out for me today. People saw me coming, and I dressed up a little bit today, and so I just showed up and pretended like I
Yeah,
I here I am.
that's right. That's
We're
right.
the organizers. Let's go.
Yeah,
So,
for sure.
but let's shine a light on this. Let's support our veterans and support the Veteran Association. Yeah, and they are a charity.
Right.
So yeah, taxable donations and or tax deductions. So yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
so it's the food bank, the Veterans Association Food Bank of Edmonton. So they do other things other than just provide food,
Yes,
or does the money go for the food to provide for the veterans? How does that work?
exactly. Yeah. They have a warehouse in the west end of Ottawa, of Edmonton, and they have volunteer staff, and they have a board of directors, as you know, as all charities do, but they have so many dedicated volunteers. There, Rob Seitz, he's a former medic in the military, and he's pretty much working full time. And he also has worked down at the homeless shelters here in Edmonton, so he knows how to get stuff done. And what a networker he is. And so we have people around the city, like there's a lawyer who will provide services like notary services, pro bono for veterans. We have like, for example, Canada Connect. They if a veteran needs an Uber lift to get to a medical appointment, they provide support for that. Just out of the blue, well, we can cover that if anyone ever
Oh,
needs transportation locally. And so, because every quarter, the Edmonton Food Bank has a full day meeting with their local supporters, with businesses and other support, like Veterans Affairs, Homes for Heroes, the Legion, uh, and other businesses that want to be a part of this really um, supportive organization, because they're
perhaps.
reaching out
Yeah,
to those in in need.
right.
Hmm.
And perhaps in you sharing that, on Thursday we do a veterans show,
Yeah,
Indigenous show. So maybe some of those guys would enjoy coming on the show as a panel to talk to us about what they do and to
absolutely.
drum up
Yes.
even more support for them, to people that are watching the show.
Right.
So, because
Right.
we now have a veteran following of people watching the show,
Yes. And maybe
veterans
what
watching
would
the
be
show.
really good is someday when there's an event at the food bank, maybe I could go live on location at the food bank and give you a tour.
Absolutely.
Once I figure out how to flip the camera around.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Well,
Yeah.
pretty soon you'll have a cameraman, so
Well,
following
that's
you
right.
around,
There we
right? And then
go.
you can interview people. We'll always remember this as our flagship event show,
All right.
and we're making history right now.
Yes.
So that's how the show is expanding, you see,
Mm-hmm.
because we have the media, we have the tools, we have the technology.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, we
Mm-hmm.
have the personalities that actually care, and that makes
Well,
a
this
big
is it.
difference.
We bring the heart to it, I
That's
think.
right.
Hmm.
And you'll never get that if you're using AI.
Right.
That's the one part of AI they haven't the consciousness, the heartfelt.
Hmm.
Um, and people need that AI is terrific for certain things, but they'll never be able to replace that.
No.
And we need to keep connecting and keep networking.
Yes,
Mhm.
absolutely.
Right?
Yeah, and sadly, when people hear there's a veteran food bank,
I
why
know.
would we need a veteran food bank, and not
I
just one,
know.
but 4 locations?
Isn't that
And
sad?
and it's so hard for some of these people coming in. They come in. I remember seeing a family come in, and when you get to a point where you have to reach out for food, and you're a former soldier,
There's something disturbing about that for me.
yeah.
That's disturbing.
And it's a humbling experience, and they're welcomed with open arms, and there's no judgment.
No.
Judgment. Just let us help you. That's why we're here.
Right.
Let us help you. Reach
Right.
out. And so they support veterans right across the country. And I know that they helped a friend of mine in Toronto who needed some support. They've also helped some veterans with furniture, with
Oh, wow.
support for finding them homes, like because some of these they work with Veterans Emergency Transition Services, and they'll go out and look for homeless veterans and get them settled in a
Wow.
safe place. So they're doing great work, really.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
So again, the organization I'll put it up on a banner because this is important, that what we're talking about right now.
Yeah.
And we don't ever know when we may need help and asking for help.
Well, they helped me out when I landed here in December of 2021. It was minus 30. It was a Monday night at around 5 p.m. And my friend Bruce Given, who was the operations manager at the time, he said, "I'll wait for you, Jill. We're here." And he backed the trailer into the loading dock, helped unload my trailer, my U-Haul trailer, because I'd driven across Canada from Ottawa, and stored my belongings in a spot in the warehouse for about 2 weeks until I had secured accommodation for myself. And yeah, it helped me
Wow.
unload it, and then I was able to carry on and get settled. And I can't thank them enough.
It's perfect. I have a dog that
I knew that
No.
they were there. They were like because I came. I had nowhere. I had nowhere to put my things.
Wow.
Get a storage unit, or what am I going to do? And but ahead of time we planned it. They said, "We'll be here for you."
Wow.
So yeah,
That's
really good people.
That's why you want to give back too, right?
Yes.
Because when people have helped us, I found out this week that the couple that provided us with a place to camp during the evacuation last year,
Mhm.
I found out at our campfire the other night that they've sold their property and they're moving.
Oh,
And I said, well, how, and our kids are going to help them move. And I said, well, I can't lift anything very heavy, and Ron certainly can't, but we have a truck and I can clean, and
yeah.
there's things we can do, right?
Everyone can pitch in one way or another.
Exactly. Because when you are treated like that, that we didn't even know them, strangers
Mm-hmm.
took us into their yard so we'd be safe.
Right.
Well, you can't forget. I don't forget things like that.
No.
So.
And it's almost like they're earth angels. The
They
right
are.
people show up at the right time.
At the right time.
It's just synchronistic. It's like magic.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you and I know that, don't we?
Yeah. You came into my life right when I needed a lifeline. Boy, oh boy.
Oh boy. Well, you came into mine when I can use a lifeline now and again too. Like, Jill, can you be on the show tomorrow? Fun Friday. My guest canceled. Oh no, I'm working this tournament.
Yeah.
Oh, well, okay. So let's do a
live. And then we did a sound check and a video check last night.
Yes.
From my phone, just to make sure I knew what I was doing.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. So.
And that's amazing. So we're coming to you live this morning from the 3rd annual golf fundraiser for veterans. Oh, and I wanted to ask you about, because I noticed on the poster, if, for example, a veteran wanted to play golf today, but maybe couldn't afford the fees,
Mhm.
some of the golfers have been sponsored. You want to talk about that?
Well, yeah, that's just our community again rallying to support our veterans. I don't know how many were sponsored because
No.
John Kennedy, the organizer, he's like, "Sorry, Jill, gotta go. I gotta golf." Vroom.
Yes.
But it is a wonderful opportunity for people to support veterans and to give back. And yeah, there are some veterans who need sponsorship, who want to be like a part of it. And many of the volunteers at the food bank have been clients.
Yes.
And
Yes.
it's interesting. They keep stats on the families that they support and the graduates. So
Oh.
the families who have graduated on and recovered, and but they're still in the system because they register and so on. But when they get to a point where they no longer need the food hampers, they let them know. And but they're still they're still in the system just in case. And but
Yeah.
it's nice to see that they have a graduate program.
Yes, that's so cool.
Yeah, but yeah, a lot of the veterans that volunteer there were beneficiaries of the food bank.
So anybody watching today could make a donation, and how would a person do that, Jill? If, like, let's say somebody was watching and saying, "Gosh, I'd love to, send $50."
You can go right on their website. There's a donate button,
Okay.
and donations more than $20, you'll get a tax receipt.
Okay, perfect. So that's how we
Yes.
can maybe flow some cash your way today.
Yes, yes, and there are donation bins all around the city. But if folks are looking to make a food donation, the location is on the website as well. It's in the west end of Ottawa, and also a brick and mortar location in Calgary, Lethbridge, and Grand Prairie.
Oh, you mean the west end of Edmonton?
Edmonton, did I say Ottawa?
Yeah, you did.
I got Ottawa on the brain. Yeah, thank you.
Well, Ottawa's missing you, you see. They're wishing you were back there.
Yeah.
Right.
So, yeah, it's wonderful. I remember thinking, wow, what if when I was in Ottawa when they first opened this place? I think it was 6 years ago, just before COVID, they had opened the food bank in Calgary. And then I heard they were opening one in Edmonton during COVID in November of 2020. They opened their first location. I thought, wow. I mean, they had to jump through the hoops with all the regulations and so on and social distancing, but they did it. And they're in their second location in 4 years. They moved from one warehouse to another because they expanded. So, and again, all volunteer driven. They packed up this whole food bank and moved it 6 blocks west. And yeah. And I thought, if they had something like that in Ottawa, I'd be all over it, But yeah, I think they do they have to study the demographics to see where they're most needed. And Ottawa being a more I don't know, government city, a lot of veterans retire remotely. There is a strong military community in Ottawa, but with the headquarters there aren't many veterans not as many veterans in need in Ottawa as there are here in Alberta, for example.
Yes,
because we have a really large military community here. Like, I mean, the base here is huge with the different regiments they have, and so yeah, it's a super base here. And so a lot of veterans in Lethbridge, just surrounding areas. And they come in, they have food, they have hamper delivery once every 2 months or so. And they'll post it on social media, and they need people to come and pick up hampers and deliver them all over the province from north of Red Deer. So they'll drive in, pick up hampers, get an address, and deliver food to the families out in the remote areas. and businesses or some organizations will bring their staff in for a day to the food bank to pack the food hampers as a team building exercise, or students who want to get their community hours for their education. Yeah. So they're getting an idea as to what different organizations are doing around the city, and the food bank is a great example of community support.
Right. Well, I'd love to see the day come when we don't need them anymore. Right.
And sadly, it's growing because of our financial climate.
That's not a good thing,
cost of food now.
Oh.
And gas, so.
Yes, well, I read a post yesterday. A lady had to make a decision. Was she going to buy groceries or to feed her kids, or get evicted because she couldn't pay her rent?
Right. And that's where, and our veterans have been in that situation, and that's where the food bank can fill in that gap and help.
Yeah. So just for those joining us right now, you're watching the Today Show here on Fun Friday, and our gal pal, Jill Younghusband, is out having fun today. And just want to announce one more time, Jill, where you are located and what's going on.
We are at the Edmonton Garrison Memorial Golf Club in North Edmonton, and we're at the 3rd annual Veteran Association Golf Tournament, the Veteran Association Food Bank, but their actual title is Veteran Association. And we're raising money for the food bank here in Edmonton, and coming together and just having a wonderful time with our buddies, with our old friends. And it's just like a reunion for me.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I'm so happy to be here.
Great. Well, thank you so much for sharing your time with us from the event, and filling up our show with just some amazing information today. And we'll talk to you really soon. So Jill Younghusband, boots on the ground at the golf tournament in Edmonton today. So bye for now, Jill.
Thank you. Love you.
Okay.
Take
love
care.
You too. Bye-bye. All right. Well, exciting day today, and we'll do our happiness 3 keys another time. This was more important because it's current, and things are happening. Things are happening. That is for sure. So tomorrow is the weekend. No shows. Next week, I'm working on the road, busy. And if you want a show, well, just go to Laurie Davis' Facebook page. You can go to our YouTube channels and catch up on some shows that you haven't seen. We've had some very good guests. Last week we had Tony McKegney, one of the very first Black hockey players in the history of the NHL. And he and I have been chatting, and a super guy, all about helping. We had Luciano Nisi as our veteran guest yesterday, and he was talking about some of the reasons why our veterans are traumatized. And we've just had Dr. Ramin Modiri talk about the superstitions and world beliefs and thoughts around money on Tuesday, which was really fun. And of course, Monday, we had our beautiful Virginia Clark back on deck, healthy, cancer-free right now, and just glowing, and always a beautiful guest co-host. So yeah, we're cooking with gas here at the Today Show and the Disability Channel. So I'm your host, Dr. Laurie Davis, signing off for this week of and I forgot to mention the press box with I'm the co-host, and Doug Smith, former NHLer, is the host. And it's like we're becoming this huge, big media family, if you will, which I love, which means I'm not all by myself. And so we're building all these wonderful relationships in many different ways and in many different communities. So thank you again, and everybody have a terrific weekend.
Four in the morning, and I raise my weary head. Get up and make my coffee, kiss the wife and kids in bed, put on my clothes, get in the car, head down that lonely street, wondering what today brings and who I'm gonna meet. Arrive at the station, put on all my gear, talking with my buddies, maybe later we'll go for beers, checking through the daily briefs before I head away, praying I'll make a difference in someone's life today. Stop cartel mules hauling people and guns with different drugs to harm loved ones, making money, that's their one and only goal. Process several hundred immigrants who came to America to get a chance for a better life. We give them control, we're the U.S. Border Patrol. People up in D.C. playing political games, not caring who their policies hurt. We're not people, only names. And even though our job is vilified and cursed upon, I'll stand my ground to protect this land for you and everyone. Several miles through the brush and dirt to carry somebody who got hurt, climbing a fence and fell to the ground below. Saved a family from a foreign land who tried to swim across the Rio Grande. Moments like these really touch your soul. We're the U.S. Border Patrol. We seem strong and courageous, but we're hurting deep inside. We feel like we don't make a difference, no matter how hard we try. I relive all the day's events when I try to sleep at night. But no matter what, I'll never give up this fight. Perform CPR on a casualty from a bailout truck trying to flee. Missed a turn and hit a light pole. In my shift, head home and hug the family. My wife can sense something's wrong with me. This job really takes a mental toll. But tomorrow I'll give it another go. I'm a U.S. Border Patrol.